Welcome, everybody. Let's get going with the Starbucks gift card. If you guys want to scan this, there's $100 Starbucks gift card up for grabs. It's on Dash. We obviously know how to get a hold of you. So put it in there. Dash will randomly determine who the winner is. We encourage you to share this gift card with the rest of your front office. If you didn't or you don't, we'll never know. But as Carson says, the right thing is doing the right thing every time.
I don't think I've ever said that.
You're right.
I say rules are meant to be broken.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. I was in the principal's office quite a bit growing up. Allison, let's let Allison Schneider in. Okay, cool. So, Carson and I put a agenda together for everybody. Just basic introductions. We'll zoom through a lot of this. We've got two great speakers with Tori and Jackson, in their baseball clubs. We're going to talk about some summertime activations since it is the season. We've got an interesting summer competition coming up. And then we've got some cool tech enhancements we've been working on, including we've been building out our team as well. Oh, Adam Winslow. Should I let him in? Yeah, okay. All right, we'll let Winslow in. Winslow's from Florida. They were the number one ECHL team, and they almost got their championship this year, but they got knocked out. Knocked out by was it Troyes? Who knocked them out? Troyes? The Lions?
Yeah, we've got actually a lot of number one teams on here today. I see Columbus, Jackson in baseball, Florida,
Buffalo,
Dan, yeah, in
Dan,
Buffalo.
three-peat,
So,
Dynasty in Buffalo with their
yeah,
lacrosse. I don't know if this happened to anyone else, but like my entire Facebook feed was just blowing up with Buffalo Bandits. And the whole town was going bananas for that victory. It's kind of cool when you win at home too. So congrats to all our first placers. We've got a little slide here for you. But just I don't know if everybody knows everybody on our team. But Nicole, she is our communications and marketing person. So if you have any questions about like Facebook ads, she sends all of our MailChimp emails both to fans and to prospect teams. So y'all probably aren't receiving much of those. Carson sends all of our current partner team emails. Then there's Jake, VP of Operations. I mean, he orders all of our MVP items, does all the accounting reports. He's very easy to get a hold of. I don't know if it's tough to see emails here. I'll make this a little bigger. And then Carson, I think everybody here knows Carson. VP now of Service and Partner Activation Strategy. Congratulations, Carson, on your promotion. Glad to have you.
thanks. For
Uh,
better or worse, everybody knows me, right?
I think they
Never
do. I
know.
think
Yeah.
they do. You're a very, very popular girl. I think everybody knows the story of Dash that's been on that is on this call here, but um, we started with auctions and it's really turned into this robust e-commerce platform that helps teams activate with their fans, lead generation tool, e-commerce, retargeting. Um, and really the cool thing is too, is like all the ideas and best practices that we share with y'all come from y'all too. So y'all are really helping to shape the way fan activation and the way fans engage at games, in between games, with their favorite teams. Fandom, I think everybody knows, lasts a lifetime. Cool. So FAQs, another cool slide we put together because we get this a lot. We get it's just basic questions, and I think people try to overcomplicate things too much with Dash. How do we make more money? It's simple. You list more often. Especially a lot of new teams that come on board as well. They'll just start with jersey auctions and they'll do jersey auctions once a month or just during their season. But there's so much opportunity in between games and seasons as well. Leveraging holidays, Father's Day, 4th of July, Christmas in July. Great ways to just position your inventory in a new way that gets people active and helps to build a sense of urgency as well. And selling all the tools, instant purchase buy now, utilizing the raffle tool, custom buy now, auctions, obviously crush it on Dash. Um, and it will probably be the number one sold item and the number one revenue generating item moving forward as well. But the auctions, I mean, I think the average ticket on auctions is, $140 for every single auction item sold. So it's pretty solid. Back to shout outs to our championship winning teams. For now, Evansville, Stockton, Black Bears. I got a little thing here right over Louisiana and the Drillers, super close to home here in Dallas. Muskegon, Bismarck. Bismarck was like one of our very first teams. They've been around for a long time with Dash. Dan and the Bandits going for the three-peat. And I just want to say one thing too. If your team ever comes into Dallas Fort Worth, I would love to go to one of your games and meet you as well if you're going to be there. I had a chance to meet Dan when the Panthers were still a team in Fort Worth. So if that ever happens and you're in DFW, just let me know. I'd love to meet you face to face. London, they won the OHL. They also won the Memorial Cup. Was it 2 days ago? So congrats to them, and then Orlando Valkyrie, pro volleyball team. Thought we'd share some highlights from Dash this season. We have 83 new partner teams. There's over 1 million fans that have come to Dash too. So when you guys list your stuff, as you know, it lists on the main feed, and there's fans from all across really the world, but mostly from North America that are being exposed to what you're selling out there. 89,000 transactions. Those are credit card transactions. Love that number because every time somebody makes a purchase, it's their name, number, email, it's their address. Putting my ticket sales hat on from my days at FC Dallas, nobody ever paid me to give me their information. So these folks are paying to give you their contact info to follow up with. Another interesting stat. Of the 400 teams that are with Dash, 35% of them doubled their revenue from last May to this May. Pretty impressive. Very cool. Teams are starting to do a lot more than jersey auctions, and that's one of the reasons they're able to double. And then another stat that really jumped out at us, we have like our kind of monthly sheet that our group jersey auctions go up. It's Pride, it's Cowboy jerseys, it's whatever, the big stuff, the things that everybody's making the most money on. They're full-blown jersey auctions. But we also have a category for like miscellaneous sales and revenue. It could be chuck a puck, it could be run the bases, it could be mystery tickets, it could be a merch offer. That segment of our business doubled last year. It also doubled the year before. I would imagine it's going to go in the same direction in the next 12 months as well. So just some things to keep in mind as like we try. One of the questions we get to is in try to help teams understand like what does success look like. It's one of the reasons we share these numbers here. The doubling of the non-game day sales, 35% of teams are doubling their revenue. Everybody's leaning in. We put
I think
some revenue rankings out here for you. If you don't see yourself on here, don't worry. We're here to help get you there. If you want to know exactly where you stand, let us know. We're putting for a lot of our winter sports teams, we can put a like 12-month recap report together for you where there's charts and there's pie graphs and it lists out your activations and which months had the most fans and it's a line chart. Let us know. Carson at winwithdash.com is really the best place to go for that. And she's obviously available to spend some time with you one-on-one virtually as well. Transactions. So we track revenue is one of our biggest KPIs at Dash. Credit card transactions, obviously. And then we've got these teams listed here too. Most of these teams are doing activations every single game and multiple activations every month in between games as well. If you're looking for ideas that you don't maybe see on here that don't apply for your team, again, reach out to Carson. She's got them all. We can also share our kind of dash catalog of ideas as well, which is pretty robust. We stay on top of that. And then we track consistency too. Um, so I'll leave this here for a second. Got a NBA G League team, Texas Legends, WHL, Everett Silvertips. They were a new team that came on board in like August, I believe. Indy Fuel.
Yeah, those top three teams were tied. I believe they activated like 49 of the last 52 weeks. So
It's
they did
amazing.
something literally every single week except for three.
And
Which I
these
guess
aren't,
we can give them a week off, right?
yeah, we can give them a week off. And these aren't full blown like 50 items at a time. I mean, these are teams who are listing 5 to 10 items every week, just branding them, whether it's Memorial Day, Summer Series 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's all sorts of things. So, got a quick little story. It's just 2 questions. I need to find the more button here. Oh, great. Here it is. Okay, more. I'm going to pop this up on y'all's screen. One of the reasons we're asking for some feedback is so we can figure out what to build for you. Did this pop up on the... Okay,
Yeah.
cool. And I can share some results too. So, and I'll touch on this as you guys are going through this, and I'll touch on this more later on. We're building out our dev team even more so that we can continue to build things that drive business for you, lead generation, revenue, fan activation. Um, we have a great team here. One of the things we don't want to do is build things and spend time building things that don't make sense for sports teams and what is important for you, the user of Dash, which drive fans to the platform. So if you can fill some of this stuff out, it would really help inform what we build next so that we're not wasting time for several months building something that nobody's going to use.
Yeah, I think we're really excited internally. We have so many good ideas and so many things we want to build for you guys, and we get so many ideas coming from teams. Like Jonathan said, it just helps us like strategize a bit and prioritize which ones you guys want to come first, because hopefully they're all going to come at some point. Um, so
For sure. And Carson and I have been talking about, and some of the other folks on our team too, is creating a consistent feedback loop with our teams. So for example, a 2 question Tuesday will start rolling out. Might be 3 question Wednesday. Carson and I are going to arm wrestle to see which one. But things like what we're doing in our town hall with these quick, just town hall poll survey questions, very helpful. And then just getting feedback on our 2 question Tuesday. Quick, easy. We're not asking for a lot of time. What's top of mind for you? So I see. I think we six. Okay, we're getting some pretty good. 17 people have done this. Okay, cool. 18. It's still rolling in. I can end this poll, but I don't want to. Okay, I'm
and
gonna.
if you guys are confused about any of those too, like feel free to reach out to Jonathan or myself and we can explain them a little bit further, or talk about them more in depth if you want to.
Yep, I'm gonna give it 10 more seconds and then I'll end the poll and then we can show some results. Now we're at 19. Dang, I am shocked at some of these already.
Nice.
Yeah, more than 50% have chosen the setup. Okay, I'm gonna share these results. And I don't know how Shopify style merch store seems to have won. So sizable inventory. Cool. Auto shipping labels. I mean, we talk about building tools to help you sell more. We are very conscious that if you're selling a ton of stuff, you've got to still fulfill it. And that can be almost the most labor intensive part of the entire process. So this is good feedback for us.
It's funny because I'm pretty sure they just gave us a three-way tie. There are 5 votes for one, right? Is that what that means?
The ranking 1 through 5, or I think we're gonna have
Yeah,
to
we're gonna have to look into
to that
this.
one. Yeah, we'll have to digest it. And we'll share, we will share this with you when we send out the recording too. Okay, I'm gonna stop sharing. We'll move on. Thank you very much for all of that. We totally would have built the wrong thing, if y'all didn't share that. Okay, cool. Moving and shaking. Upcoming summer sales ideas, end of season blowouts, 4th of July. Christmas in July is a huge one. We've been talking to a lot of teams who are going to be hosting a Christmas in July sale. Summer series is a big one. Got a couple here we'll show you. And then one thing we learned this last year is when Dash kind of draws a line in the sand on certain days, whether it's like a 12 Days of Christmas campaign, Black Friday, we even came up with our own. We came up with a $10 Dash Day to help teams just move inventory that was, they had high quantities of. When we do those, we obviously get a ton of people who come to Dash, but a lot of teams sell a lot of inventory and make some pretty decent money on those days too. So we'll be looking to do more $10 Dash days in the future. But behind the scenes here, Nicole sends out a whole email to your database. So she does a lot of marketing effort directly to your fans that have already been on Dash. And we have their emails. That comes from our MailChimp. We do ad spins, retargeting people who obviously follow our page but have been to Dash and are in your markets. And then when everybody's pushing everything, it just builds this whole momentum for being able to brand Dash and get all fans kind of bought in on one thing, like a $10 Dash Day or Christmas in July. Mother's Day was a night. Easter was another one that did really well too. But as our communications go out throughout the year, we'll keep y'all posted on all those things. So upcoming opportunities this summer, uh, back to school. He's back. So you got a player that just re-signed. Get a couple of his items signed and toss those up for Dash, especially if it's a big name player. Um, Fans get excited, generates excitement on Instagram, and here's a chance to monetize that opportunity as well. Carson, you got anything you want to add before I move on?
Um, Kick off to summer. I think the summer solstice is like June 20th, and we saw a lot of really fun ones last year of like summer sweat packs and like repurposing rally towels and water bottles and like bundling those up and selling them for like 20 bucks just to move inventory out of the merch store. But that went really, really well for teams last year.
Yeah, if you've got like large quantities of inventory, you could do like one for 20 or you could do three for 45. Typically with that kind of positioning, for those instant purchase items, the higher quantity with the better bang for your buck price typically moves the needle for everybody. Another trending activation that did really well in the past 12 months is Friday night jersey auctions. I highly encourage every team to do this. It's very simple, it's low effort, and a great bang for your buck. So essentially, it's a season-long activation. Identify how many Friday night home games you have, and you could do this on an away game too. Some teams do. But for every Friday night game, you've got two of these special Friday night jerseys that go up for auction. You've determined your top players that you're going to have on the back. Maybe you have number 25 on the back just to keep it consistent. The only thing that changes is the name bar on the back. Auction those off on Fridays during the game. The only place to get them is on Dash, and they're exclusive to Dash in your activations. Can't pick them up in the merch store. So the urgency and the scarcity of these jerseys have made some of these teams like I can't remember how much Florida did. Oh, I think over $10,000 on their 239 jerseys. Rockford just started doing it last year as well. They had done raffles every single game. They were thinking, is this going to take away from our raffle revenue on Fridays? No, it actually enhanced their Friday night activations on Dash, where they were bringing in anywhere from $2,000 to $2,500 on their Friday night raffles. Now they're bringing in $4,500 because they've got two popular names, two jerseys that can't be found anywhere else, and they hadn't done a black jersey in a long time, and their fans were asking for it. So it really worked out well for them. Again, highly encourage every team to be doing Friday night jersey activations. It's also a very sponsorable activation for a local partner as well. Other trending activations, jerseys off the back, raffle style, first goal puck. Baseball could easily do this with like first home run bat. We've seen lots of seat upgrades. You could auction those off pre-game. So if you've got an email that goes out day of game, say fans, if you want to upgrade your seat to 4 tickets behind home plate, bidding starts at $20. You've already got them on their first ticket. Now you're upselling them on another ticket in a piece of inventory that may go unsold. So just ways to squeeze a little bit more. On the call, this was an idea that came from Atlanta, where they auctioned off the opportunity at every single home game for fans, just two of them, to go sit up in the broadcast booth during the second intermission. Pretty cool. They sold every single one of them out. Item of the game, you pick it. It could be a promo item that you get signed by some of your top players. So if you've got youth jerseys, mini bats, bobbleheads work fantastic. Pick an item of the game, and it could even be an experience to auction off every single game. It could be sold to a local sponsor. Everyone always says, like, you don't sell sponsorship anymore, you sell partnerships. And this is a great way to help deliver not only brand awareness, the revenue that's generated off of these activations could go back to a local nonprofit as well. Or with all the data you get, names, number, and email addresses, maybe you're sending an email on behalf of that partner, sending them to their local restaurant, movie theater, car dealer with a special offer included as well. Pro tip, away games work very, very well. Cool. Guaranteed giveaways. Carson, you want to talk a little bit about this one? This Florida Everblades went all in on this one this last year and generated over $17,000. But I'll let Carson share a little bit more about this one if you don't
I can,
mind.
yeah, I mean, I can share about it, or Winslow can. Does Winslow,
When is Winslow back? He disappeared, then he came back.
did he? Winslow, can you hear us?
Come in, Winslow. This is
Three,
Houston.
two. Okay, yeah, I'll cover it for them. So this year, they capitalized on the fans that don't want to wait in line, which like we all agree with, right? And some of our markets are somewhere that's really, really hot, like Florida, or somewhere really, really cold, like Maine, or just fans having impatience of arriving to the game 3 hours early to stand in line to get a giveaway. So what they said was if you don't want to wait in line or if you want an extra one, right, you can do that, but it's $50. So they just put up a certain amount of giveaways. They said for $30 to $50, you can just buy a giveaway. We'll hold it back for you. You don't have to stand in line. This did more than $17,000 for them this season, which is just basically capitalizing on laziness of fans that don't want to stand in line. It's brilliant. The sociology of it is brilliant. And it's such an easy way to make a little money.
And I've heard some teams, even yesterday, I was talking to some SPHL teams. They said, well, we kind of do this for our season ticket holders. It's a perk. That's fine. You can give those promo items to your season ticket holders, but you could also upsell regular fans too. And then maybe even position it as a, hey, why aren't you a season ticket holder? You can get all these in your season ticket holder perks for the season as well. So great lead generation tool. If folks don't have time to stand in line or it's too cold, let them make that decision. But
Co-
giving them the opportunity to do that is the key part to doing that. Um,
Coachella did it a little differently too. They are kind of a snowbird market down
mhm.
in Southern California. I think a lot of us too, in going digital, like you have fans all across the country. You've got player families all across the country. So the way that Coachella did it was like they bought a subscription. So beginning of the season, they bought for $200 or $250, I can't remember, like a subscription pass to all of the giveaways that season. Coachella at the end of the year grabbed two bobbleheads, a rally towel, a lunchbox, whatever it was, put it all in a box and shipped it off to those fans across the country. Um, again at like $200 to $250 a pop. So just another way to get more people involved.
Yep. Promo items are expensive, especially bobbleheads. Um, just easy way to get some money back. Video board announcements, just real quick. I don't know if everybody knows, but our custom buy now tool gives teams the ability to have fans say, "Hey, it's Jonathan Huffnagel's 39th birthday. Give him a shout out on the Jumbotron or honor a service member as well." This is available for y'all. I would say Cleveland crushed it more than anyone else this year. I mean, they sold thousands of dollars worth of video board messages. So y'all can do that on Dash 2. I'm sure most teams are doing that already, but it is available for you. Just real quick, I just wanted to recap passive versus active engagement. Passive engagement, the Shopify style, there's not a ton of urgency. It's always on your website. There's no countdown timer. Typically, there's only this many left type deal. Dash, one of the reasons it's so successful for teams is it's got a high conversion rate because most of the sales that are happening on Dash are in and out. Act now or you're going to miss out. Everyone knows auction items bring emotions, competition. It ends at a certain time and everyone knows when it ends. But you can also do that with your instant purchase items on Dash, your raffle tickets, your enter to wins as well. So get in, get out, keep quantities low. If you do have high quantity items, let's say you've got 500 rally towels, list 50. And as they're going down in quantity, you can always come back and add more. It's totally fine. One more summer opportunity, or two more, just a couple more. And then we'll get to Tori here, star of the show. Uh, Last year in June, Rockford had a $20,000 group ticket sale. Basically, all they did was sell signed and used jerseys. They took those funds and they told fans they were going to do this. If you buy the jersey, we're taking this money and we're putting it towards a nonprofit group ticket buy when the season starts. So they started off with their first set of jerseys for their season ticket members. They went through that activation. And then the next week, they went on sale for all Rockford IceHogs fans. For a lot of hockey teams or teams that aren't in season, a $20,000 group sale in June is phenomenal. It's awesome. So wanted to toss that out there. You can scan the QR code and look how they position that and what types of items they had listed available. And then just real quick, I mean, this is trending too. Summer series. Everyone's doing summer series. Could be summer series, Thunder Threads, Minot, who is like the OG of Dash summer series. They've been doing this for like 7 or 8 years. It's 4 or 5 items that they do. Let me see if I can take you to a couple of these. These are all live. If you go to fans.winwithdash.com, you can see everything that's live and you can check out all these summer series as well. Carson, is this pulling up on my screen? It should be blank right now, like a white screen going to Dash. There it comes. So
Slowly
here's,
but surely.
can you can you see my not?
Yep.
Cool. Super basic stuff. Jerseys, memorabilia piece, sign sticks, a poster. Just things that are laying around. Scheduling this out, I think there's 20 weeks in their off season, give or take a few weeks. They've already got it all planned out, graphics ready to go, super duper turnkey.
And one of the craziest things I've seen this summer, and I know Sierra is on here from Columbus, but they raffled off their locker room rug. Like teams are literally selling everything.
What did Kuntz said if it's not bolted to the ground, it's for sale.
And he meant it.
Great mentality. Otherwise, you're just accumulating stuff under your desks too. All right, Carson, I'll let you introduce Tori.
Yeah,
And
no, I just want to say first a big thank you to Jackson and Tori for agreeing to speak today. They are both in the thick of baseball season, and I'm sure neither one of them have had much sleep the past week. So thank you both for speaking and being here. They are two of our best baseball teams, so they've got a pretty good lock of how to run things during the summer. So Tori is with Juliet, the Slammers. You just ran your disco jerseys, right? And you've got two more coming up.
Yeah, we actually have three total in June. Just waiting for the third one to come in.
Awesome. And you did your themed jersey sale, which I know we've talked about a lot on like marketing campaigns and stuff, but like how did that go for you? And like tell us about that sale.
Are you referring to the first sale like we ever did or okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Um, so the first sale we ever did, we kind of wanted to give our fans like the opportunity to kind of get to know Dash before we kind of just took away their paper version and moved them straight into online. Carson helped me come up with just doing like a regular jersey auction. We had just or not really like an auction, but like pick out a jersey and buy it. We had a kind of a lot of leftover jerseys um that were pre-worn by our players from the 2023 season. And I kind of just wanted to get them moving. So I thought, what better way than just kind of just sell them on Dash so fans can kind of get that like feeling of what Dash looks like. It actually went, I would say it went pretty well for it being the first time of us using it. And I didn't hear any negative feedback of how it went from it. So that was good news on that end. But
Yeah, awesome. I think you guys, how much did you do? Like $1,500 or something like that in it?
yeah, cool. Yeah.
That's and you got to clean out all the jerseys underneath your desk, like even better.
Kind of. I just chucked the rest in the store. So they're just hoping those go out in this next homestand. So
Awesome. How did your fans react to that being the first thing digital? Were they like positive? Did they have any questions? I mean, a lot of teams deal with like the older fans and the older season ticket holders that have like their feet stuck in mud a little bit. So I guess how did the transition go for you?
yeah. For the first kind of moving away from just like the first one we did, but when we did our first like actual jersey auction, I did ask a few fans like before that started like how they felt about it, especially one of like our main season ticket holders who buys at least three jerseys a game when he does it. He honestly he said he liked it and he said it was a good way to kind of like just try something new. I a lot of our fans are very stuck in their way and don't like it, but I haven't heard any of them say otherwise to like how that if that affected it or their experience. So far no negative feedback, which is good.
That's awesome. Yeah. And you and I were kind of brainstorming too. I think this will relate to everybody on the call because we got a lot of sports here, but you were talking about running it early and like only sending it to player families, right? And like letting them buy the jersey if they wanted it and then going on sale for auction. Is that still something like you're kind of thinking about?
Yeah, so for our first one, I did let the boys have it. Unfortunately, I didn't get the jersey in until later, so I didn't get the auction started soon enough. But I let the boys kind of pick their jersey sooner if they were interested in buying it because we've always given them that option. Unfortunately, I don't think the coach actually gave them the link. So the day of, I was getting a text from like the clubhouse manager saying, "Hey, the boys want it. Some of the boys want their jerseys." So I had to reopen a new link for those boys to like get their jerseys. Um, Hopefully when we do the next two, we found out a little bit of a better system to kind of give that through somebody else. So then the boys can pick their jerseys from there. We actually also early released all of our jerseys but one this past weekend so that not only our fans can see them, but so that the boys kind of know what they have to look forward to. So if they are like, oh yeah, I want the American jersey, that they can wait to get that one opposed to picking one sooner.
Gotcha. Cool. Yeah. And with you just starting all of this off, it's kind of important to get the word out and say, hey, we're now on Dash. Like, what kind of marketing strategies are you guys using to get the word out? That's probably one of the biggest questions we get all the time is how do we get more fans to Dash? How do we get the word out? What should we use? So what is it that you guys are doing and what have you seen success with?
Yeah, when we released our jersey auction or like the uh, rest of our upcoming specialty jerseys for the season, we have six more now, potentially seven, still deciding on the last one. But we decided to put that out in like one of our newsletters to kind of get that out there. I even put a link to Dash on there so that people can go and like early sign up if they weren't there for like the first auction or um the um the just like jersey like buy one. So I put that out there so that like fans can like early do it. And then I try to get out there earlier, like at least in a week in advance, like, hey, this is our jersey. Don't forget, like our jersey auctions are now on Dash. Like I tried to get it out there a little bit more that we're doing this online opposed to separate. I think the one thing though that fans are still a little confused on is that they can still buy them while they're at home. Like they don't have to be at the game. I think that's been a confusing part that's like the only thing I've heard.
Gotcha. And that's just like with the fulfillment option of like pick up at the next game or something. Like,
Yeah.
yeah. Maybe it'll just take a little bit of time. I'm sure after
Yeah.
jersey auction number 2, they'll start to come around. Last question, and then if there's anything else you want to share, but any fun activations coming up this summer outside of your jersey auctions? You got anything in mind?
We haven't decided on anything yet. I think we're gonna kind of start that more towards like the off season. We haven't come up with anything just yet. We're still trying to figure out what else we can do and come up with.
So stay tuned.
Yeah.
Right. Awesome. Was there anything else you want to share or anything anybody else has for Tori? Sweet. Jonathan, we'll let you take back over.
There you go. Cool. Thank you, Tori. I love the selling the jerseys to the boys ahead of time. That's cool. Just builds more scarcity and urgency with the fans of what's available. Cool. Well, thanks for sharing. Looking forward to this season. Real quick here, just wanted to say Dash is going to summer league meetings in June. So hopefully we'll see y'all there. I know we will see a few of y'all there. And we're looking forward to that. Summer Olympics competition. So our team, every team is really leaning into the competitions every month. I think for the most part, teams know we host these monthly competitions and there's fun prizes. Like one time we had a singing telegram. We'll do Taco Tuesdays, Starbucks gift cards, and that reminds me we got to figure out who our winner is. Someone knows who won. But and we'll figure that out here right after I wrap this slide up. We're gonna do, instead of a monthly competitions, we are starting a summer Olympic competition that's gonna run from June 20th to Labor Day. There'll be incentives for different things that are sold, from auction items to instant purchase items, gross sales. We'll have a couple different stints, where one stint we'll have a winner, second stint and third stint we'll have winners, but then we'll have a grand prize winner as well. So thought we might mix it up a little bit, stretch it out for the summer. And I think that will give a lot of teams the opportunity to win too. I think like hockey crushes it on Dash, but I think this gives baseball teams, rugby teams, volleyball teams, basketball teams, Canadian teams, all opportunities to win. So we're excited about it. Okay, before I get to the MVP stuff, somebody's won $100 gift card. Do you want to raise your hand? Who was that? Who won? Somebody won. Nobody wants to claim their prize. All right. Nicole, would you be able to go look in the admin portal and just drop that name in the chat if it's not already there? And then we'll give a shout out to that person. And then we'll get you a $100 gift card. Cool. So, real quick here, I think a lot of teams have heard about our MVP program where we will help design inventory, we'll purchase the inventory, it'll show up on your doorstep. Dash will produce all the marketing graphics you need, and it's a profit share. This has gone really well for us. It makes up about 40% of our business. Our top teams are involved with it. I'll share a few. Just click through real quick. Like Florida, number one team in the ECHL, heavily involved in our MVP program. Savannah, Rockford, Grand Rapids, Wilkes-Barre. These are top tier AHL teams and ECHL teams. So all teams can get involved with the MVP program. It helps with creativity, it gets more inventory out there, helps to create activations, especially if you've got a tight budget or you're kind of short-staffed and you want to sell some stuff, but you don't have time to dedicate to it. We will help with that stuff. But it's been rocking and rolling. I don't think some teams understand, like we've shipped over 20,000 items to teams all across North America. 1,900 jerseys, 3,600 locker plates, 3,000 mini sticks, all in the last 12 months. So it's a free opportunity for teams to get their hands on more items to generate more money and transact more dollars, names, numbers, and emails for folks you can follow up with. Cool. So Owen won the gift card. Congrats, Owen. Alrighty. We ready to roll in Jackson? Jackson, you ready? Ready to rock
Yes,
and roll?
sir.
Cool. Evansville Otters this is our #1 revenue generating baseball team from last season. So expectations are high, Jackson, but we believe in you.
I'm glad someone does.
Carson, you want to lead us again? Does anyone know where Carson went?
Don't mind me. I'm just talking on mute. I literally just had a whole conversation to myself. Basically, I was smack talking Jackson and saying that Tori's coming for you. So
Yeah,
be
probably. I'll be ready for it.
be on the lookout. But also for Tori, like Jackson is listing anything and everything all the time. Like you just had a home plate auction,
Yep.
right? What did it end up going for?
670, I think it was. I think is
One,
the final number. Yeah.
was it team signed or player signed or?
So it was manager signed and our owner signed it as well with a specialty plaque on it. So made it a little more fancy and people wanted to look at it, made it a little more professional for them.
Yeah, and I mean, I guess I don't know. I haven't worked in baseball, but what does a home plate like sell for at cost? Like, how much did the home plate cost you?
That plate itself had been in since 2021. So I wasn't here for it. It was from 21 to 24. So it got to see the West Division champs as well as the Frontier League Championship Series, which was kind of like the main thing we wanted to do because that was our chance at our first one since 2016. So something kind of to bring the fans in. But off the top of my head, I want to say they're probably 50 or 60 bucks. They're nothing too crazy.
That's insane.
It's amazing how stuff that we don't even think is valuable is incredibly valuable to fans, but you would never know if you didn't list it.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of that stuff, just like a broken bat, a broken stick, a baseball that is never going to see a game, and fans love that stuff.
Yeah, I
This
think
was
we talked
amazing.
for probably 2 months on what to start the bid at, and we kept going between like different numbers. We were like, you know what, we're just gonna stick it at this number, and then it ended up doing. I think we started at 200, it ended up doing 3 times that. So it was like, oh wow, okay.
Yeah, Jonathan, I hear this all the time. Like teams will be like, "Oh, our fans aren't gonna buy that," and it's like, but how do you know?
Yeah,
Like, did you ever expect a fan to buy a home plate for 600 bucks? No. Yeah.
no, not at all.
I mean, you're listing everything. Like I mean, you're listing broken bats and like what are some of the other things you guys have listed?
We've done some of our old jerseys like postseason. Then we did a couple signed bats from All Star, from the All Star MVP last year. So, and we have some other things kind of uh in the plan right now, but haven't made too many steps towards it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I don't blame you. You guys have like 7 games a week, right? So like, yeah. So I guess tell us why you made that initial move to Dash because you guys are crushing it. Like your fans are taking to everything that you put up. So what was the initial reason that you moved digital?
So to start, that's the way our fans are. A lot of them, I would say the majority of them don't really care whether we win or lose. They're just happy that the Otters exist and are in Evansville. Because if you kind of look at a map baseball wise, St. Louis, Chicago, Cincinnati are really the closest baseball teams to us. So we kind of, that's 2, 3 hours away for most people. We're in a good demographic that we don't have to battle with a lot of the other teams, especially in the Frontier League for that major league battle and or baseball battle. So our fans themselves just love having the team in Evansville. So I go all my thanks out to them because they're the reason I do this and it makes it great. Um, but a big reason why we decided to do this was because, like Tori mentioned, they did theirs all via paper. People would have to sign kind of like a silent auction type deal, and people would flip tables. They would kind of go on to, oh, you guys don't need to bid on that because it's a host family mom, or that's their mom from Florida. I'm on FaceTime with her. So they kind of try to keep other people from getting ahead of the jersey. And so being able to move to Dash and have the anonymous aspect to it, and families can bid on them from California, from Australia, wherever the player's from, and be able to win their son's jersey, their grandson's jersey, stuff like that. So it was a great aspect and it took a headache away from us from having to have someone monitor it or having extra cops around the area to make sure people don't fight over it, stuff like that.
Crazy.
Yeah, that's great. Where's the craziest place you shipped something to so far? You remember?
I think we did one out to like California.
Wow.
I think last year, I think me and Nolan did in California, like New Mexico, somewhere along those lines. I know this year we've had one in Pennsylvania, in Pittsburgh. So kind of out there a little bit.
Yeah, that's pretty crazy. What's the feedback that you are getting from your fans? Are they asking for more stuff, unique stuff? Are they happy with the amount of stuff that you are putting out? Or like what are you hearing from them?
I haven't heard really anything about them asking for things. I think they're just happy that everyone has the ability to bid on things or bid on the jerseys, especially. Because if I ask any of them, how do you like Dash or how do you like the auctions being online? They do nothing but just praise that no one knows who's being bid or no one knows who got the bid. No one knows uh, what their relative or if they're relatives or whatnot. So like the anonymous factor is what has kind of driven the popularity in Evansville for us.
That's really
Nice.
cool. It kind of sounds like because we've seen a lot of teams do this, especially with like Orlando and hockey. They're starting to order like extra jerseys when they put in their sets and they're putting like season ticket holder 25 on the back or
Mhm.
like #1 fan or Otters 25.
Oh,
Like
that's
I bet you could start adding 2 or 3 jerseys to every auction and fans would be all over those too.
Yeah, we did
yeah.
a specialty St. Patrick's Day one this year, just kind of out of the blue. I know me and you talked about it, Carson, a little bit, but it ended up doing really well for us, and it was kind of a nice little one-off that we could get taken care of and reintroduce. Like, hey, the season's right around the corner. Don't forget about us, and don't forget that Dash is a partner, and they're here to help you guys as well.
For sure. Yeah, I think something for everybody on this call that's unique about baseball is you guys really do like 1 day auctions, right? Like you start them in the morning and you end them in the evening. So it's even more important what your marketing strategies and how you're getting the word out. So I guess how do you guys do that there? What marketing outlets do you use to get the word out?
I think ours, which I don't know how Tori's in them or how Tori does it over at Joliet, but I think ours is pretty different. We do social media posts and then newsletters, but besides that, our main marketing is just getting it out to the fans once they get into the gate. So we have like we'll order extra jerseys just for the front office members to wear as they walk around with the QR code and the link so fans can sign up. We'll put it in the concession stands. We'll put it in like in our group outing areas, our suites, stuff like that. In the and then the team store, so we market it a lot the game of whether that's PA reads, put it on the scoreboard, stuff like that, 2 or 3 times throughout the game.
That's brilliant. That's what I always tell teams too, is like there's no better way to get 500 to, 1,500 eyeballs in the same place looking at the same screen than in venue, right? Like just
Hmm.
throwing that QR code up on the video board, like everybody's looking. Um, well, I guess last question for you. I know you said you haven't really put anything in stone yet, but like any creative ideas coming to mind that you guys are like playing around a little bit with for the summer or off season?
I think we're gonna look at potentially doing those nameplates for some of the special nights as well. Kind of doing our popular players, maybe like all stars, stuff like that. Doing a specialty all star thing for or all star auction for a couple of our all stars when the time comes, and then kind of hitting it hard in the off season with the winter series type things for us, since the fall, the winter is when we're going to be kind of slacking and not having games going around. So something along those lines as well.
Cool.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, thank you very much for being here and for sharing. Everybody should go follow Jackson and Tori on LinkedIn. And if anybody needs their contact for questions about what they're doing, just let me know and I'm happy to connect everybody. But
Thank you guys.
Thank
awesome.
you. Yeah, I forgot about the home plate thing. I think all of us working in sports take for granted like the equipment that's probably going to go in the trash and has been in the not the junk pile, but in the pile over there for so long, and just getting it listed and sold is a big deal. So that's cool. Good
Yeah,
stuff.
just jump in and say
Yeah.
thank you, Jackson, for you guys bringing this to the league meetings, because it's honestly truthfully helped me a lot and the rest of our team. So I want to thank you guys for bringing this up in the league meetings and giving us this idea to kind of jump in with Dash as well.
Absolutely. We're glad to help everyone in the league, especially with something that I know other teams struggle with the extra revenue for the Frontier League itself and all the other leagues.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah. Well, we appreciate y'all just as much. Okay, let's get into some quick tech updates. I kind of alluded to this. We've grown our product team from 3 people to 5 now, which is great because it means we can start building more cool stuff. There's some things teams don't even know about when it comes to Dash, and I think a lot of teams totally forget about this when they partner with a technology partner because it's just not our world. Um, we're worried about sponsorships and merch and tickets and fan activations. But Dash runs on a dual server infrastructure. We introduced about a year ago. What had happened in the past is like third-party service that we use that runs X for our infrastructure would go down, and then the whole thing would go down. Typically, it would come up real quick, but there was a couple times it was down for a couple hours, and we're like, can't have this happen on a Saturday or Friday on a big game day. Our teams, they're gone all in on these jersey auctions, and now they got to tell fans, hey, the jersey auction doesn't work. So we built a dual server infrastructure that if something goes down over here, this one spools up. Knock on wood. We have not had any incidences in the last 12 months of any downtime on Dash. So wanted to share that with y'all. There are things that we do that y'all don't know that make a real impact for your business. Cloudflare fraud prevention. So people can't come fraud your auctions or even fraud your sales with fake credit cards. There's a lot of data breaches that go on, and those fraudulent actors look for businesses like ours to run credit cards to see which ones work. Introduced Cloudflare a couple months ago. No issues. And we shouldn't have issues. It's a very well-known fraud protection service out there, but just another one of those things that aren't always top of mind for teams that make a significant impact. I think a lot of teams, especially ones who've been around for a while, we've consolidated our admin portal. Trent, who designs um, what the front-facing UI looks like for our teams. It's redone our UI on the admin portal, and that is really going to launch us to be able to lay the groundwork to launch new features and feature sets to make your life easier, such as the automatic shipping labels, the activation creation, and taking as much of that off your screen as possible. Very excited to roll more stuff out. And then for the longest time, Enter to Wins, we didn't capture a phone number. Now we capture phone numbers. So be sure to use that during your games. You can sync that in with your venue tool that will tell you who is and who isn't in your venue. Pass that to a strong season ticket holder, account executive, so that they can go close some season tickets or bring some groups out. Coming soon. This is getting into the build. I mean, I think our dev teams have already started working on some of this on the website of things. I know mobile app is coming right behind. But we've basically redesigned our whole fan-facing user interface. It's been a 6-month project. We spent a lot of time in even the minutest of details on all of these screens. They've all been mapped out. We've gone back and forth on this or that, this or that. So this will be rolling out, shooting for Q3, probably the beginning of Q3. But it's going to be great for the fans, especially the fans who say, "Oh, I don't understand overtime," or "I don't know what item I'm bidding on." It is so clear to them that they know exactly where they're at, and it's going to help drive more conversions for y'all as well and getting people to make purchases. So we're excited about it. Stronger notifications. There's a My Locker update and a watch item as well. On the watch item, fans can watch the item, get notifications. Hey, there's 30 minutes to go. But the cool thing for the teams is you'll have the ability to see how many people are watching the item. So if you've got a big goose egg on a home plate and you're like, this thing should have sold by now, there should be some bids. You can see, oh, well, there's 12 people who are watching this item, so let's not lower that price. We've got a good price for this. But as we continue to build more things, we will continuously stay on top of sales tools and feature sets that provide more efficiency throughout your workday and selling more items on the internet. So I'll wrap up real quick. I'm sure a lot of y'all have noticed the collectibles business has totally exploded in the last several years, and it's expected to continue growing by billions of dollars. We're seeing success with this at all levels, from junior hockey all the way up to people who play in the NHL to people who have retired. Just getting things signed is something that teams and are leaning more into, and fans are buying. The cool thing about working in sports, and sometimes we don't see it because we're in it every day. Players show up every single day for the most part. The memories are made at our venues, and that's what creates the experiences that fans really get attached to and they want to spend money on. It's amazing how there are businesses out there that we've seen that are multi-million-dollar businesses that pay a player 50 grand to sit there and just sign as many items as possible in a 20-minute window. But we've got players showing up to work every day, and we don't have to pay them $50,000 to sign because they're getting paid however much to go play. Get that stuff signed and turn it into a process as well. You're in control of the inventory. You know what the hot items are, and it can help drive more revenue for you. There's no reason like these businesses that don't go to the front office or the stadium every day should be making more money on collectibles than what teams are able to do here when the memories are made here and we're in control of that inventory too. So just wanted to share that with y'all. It's very easy to scale this stuff. Sometimes we hear teams say, hey, our coach doesn't want us getting autographs all the time. Totally get it. A lot of those teams don't have a consistent process though. So if the expectation is set that on Mondays at 10 o'clock, everything's going to be laid out in the locker room, and at the end of the day, one person's going to come down and pick all these items up that are clearly this player needs to sign this. We need a team sign that. And it's done consistently, efficiency. All the stakeholders in the front office are communicated well. This is a process that can be scaled quickly throughout the entire organization to generate more money for you too. So we're seeing teams starting to do this more. We're seeing fans buying a lot of stuff when it comes to collectibles. And we're so fortunate to be able to work in a place where these players show up every day for work. And we can ask them, hey, on Mondays, 10 o'clock after practice, we need this stuff signed. So with that, this QR code, I think a lot of us know what it is, but it takes you back to the Dash Bible. Ideas, best practices, success stories, all different types of sports, different types of activations, from raffles to instant purchase items to how to position these, seasonality of being able to sell on Dash. And there's just a ton of examples. There's over 150 of them in there now of what other teams have done and found successful that you can make these ideas your own too. So encourage y'all to check that out every now and then because we're constantly updating it. Well, cool. Well, we're a little over, but I want to thank everyone for spending your hard-earned, valuable time with us. Carson and I will hang back if anybody wants to ask us questions or chit chat about some stuff. We're happy to do that. This time is all for y'all. But again, want to thank Tori and Jackson for sharing everything that you did. We're excited about the season now that we're in the swing of it, and all the cool things that you guys have cooking at your baseball club. So, and we appreciate all the hockey teams too, and all the other sports that are tuned in as well. So thank you all very, very much.